My outfit looks like this at the top, right? But I'm wearing sweatpants on the bottom, just like my ancestors would have wanted. Hello little doodles, welcome back. As you can tell by my outfit and my nails, it's almost Lunar New Year, so for this month's bullet journal setup, I wanted to do a theme that was kind of inspired by Lunar New Year to honor my Chinese heritage. I wanted to let you guys know that by the time this video goes up, we will have dropped the brand new Teddy and Denim retractable pencil cases on Shop ARL. By the way, ShopAmandaRachLee has now gotten a rebrand. It's now just Shop ARL for the new year. I wanted a fresh start. I always shorten it to Shop ARL anyway. We got new logo, new branding and everything, and the first drop of the year are the Denim and Teddy pencil cases, which I think are so cute. They match the doodle planners. These are the ones that I take with me traveling to cafes everywhere. They fit so much. They're not too big, not too small, and they're some of my favorite things that I've ever made. They are linked down below if you guys are interested in getting your own pencil case. Back to the spreads. Of course, for this month, since we're doing a Chinese New Year theme, in Chinese culture, red is the color of luck. It symbolizes luck, and I'm definitely trying to gather as much luck as I possibly can, so we're only using the color red for this theme and this setup. I don't know when I became such a red lover. I know it's a trend these days in fashion and stuff, but I've also just been loving red in terms of like my clothing, using it in my artwork and my doodles, and now in my bullet journal setups. I love it. I think it's such a bold yet classic and staple color. To be a very specific shade of red, if you guys know what I mean. I love reds that are like slightly deeper, not too deep to the point where it becomes a burgundy or like a wine, which I still like that color as well, but to me that's like considered a different red, and it can't be like too orange. Even when I was getting my nails done to match the bullet journal theme, she had a variety of reds and I had to like color match it and choose the perfect red. This month I wanted to try my hand at an Asian florals design with a little bit of a modern twist. I've always loved Asian floral designs, especially when I visited Japan and Korea at the end of last year. The videos are coming, okay? Please don't be mad at me. But I got a lot of inspiration seeing stationery stores from there and seeing the floral designs at the different little stationery stores. So I wanted to implement that into my bullet journal. And it's also kind of a throwback to some of my previous February spreads, if any of you guys remember my February cherry blossom spread. So I did a little cherry blossom flower, but this time in red. I've done a red lantern theme as well in the past, and I think I used the same markers for this theme as I did in that theme. I wanted to add some gold accents to this theme because gold is also a color that is used a lot in Chinese culture, and stationery wise, red and gold always reminds me of red envelopes that always have the gold embossed details on it, so I wanted to bring that into this month's theme. Low-key, one thing I like about being Asian is that I kind of get like 2 New Years, because like we have January 1st, which is the calendar New Year. If I didn't get off to a super good start in January on my New Year's resolutions and goals, I'm like, you know what? We have a second try in February. And if by any chance I don't get a good start to the new year on my goals or resolutions in January, I have another new year in February. I don't know if anyone else felt this for the first few weeks of the year, but January has been so strange. I feel like it's seasonal depression for sure, because here it's been so gray and rainy and gross, but then also in December I feel like it has such a adrenaline dopamine rush. There's so many things happening. Christmas, it's the holidays, it's New Year's, and of course for me, I was really busy with the planner launch. Like literally the end of the year is planner season, so I'm always go 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 go, and then suddenly January comes and it's like a sudden drop, and I was like, oh, now what? I feel like my brain just needed to take some time to adjust, but we're good now. For this cover page, I really wanted to keep things clean and elegant and minimal, like a lot of Eastern artwork, so I kept those flowers on the right side in a strip pattern, but just focused on the details of those flowers using my white paint pen as well as my metallic gold gel pen. And then as you can see, I whipped out my fun scissors, the scallop scissors, to cut the edge of the page, and then on the page behind it, I'm using my red marker so that the red peeks through the scalloped edges on both sides. And I also used my gold gel pen to outline the edges so that the edges look almost like gold foil. I don't know, it looks very classy and fancy in my opinion. I just love the way that it turned out. And on the left side of the page, you can see I traced out those scalloped edges because I didn't want to cut the actual page on this side since there's a spread behind it. So tracing it kind of gives me the same look as the other side without actually having to cut it, if that makes sense. Using the gold gel pen again to give it the same look as the other side. And then on this spread, I wrote out a famous Chinese proverb using actual Chinese writing because I want to practice my Chinese writing this year. Please don't judge me if it's not that good, but I use my gold gel pen for this, which by the way, this is my favorite gold gel pen. It's so good. It's so juicy and opaque, and it goes over markers as well. And I love that it looks more like gold foil instead of gold glitter. So I'll link it down below if you guys are interested. The direct translation of this quote is, "Fragrance will linger over your hands when you give out flowers," but kind of just means if you help others, they'll appreciate you, and it just describes the feeling and happiness of helping others. But I thought it went well with this theme because of course flowers. Using that red marker, I added flowers around the quote as well and added those details with my gold gel pen and my white Uni Posca paint marker, and that's it for the cover page. By the way, it might get a little confusing in these next clips because you'll see me drawing these scalloped edges on some pages and cutting these scalloped edges on others, but essentially I am not cutting every single page with these scallop scissors. I'm cutting every other page, and that way you won't get that wonky edge on the side, and it won't affect future pages where, you know, you can kind of feel a bump or anything. And also that way, I don't know, you just don't have to cut as many. So just keep that in mind. I'm cutting some and tracing others. So for the monthly calendar page, I'm using my black gel pen to create a smaller calendar. I think the boxes are 5x5 for this, and just a simple standard box calendar for this. I wanted the actual elements of the spread, like the bullet journal elements, to be pretty simple and minimal and fast to do. So I just created this calendar really quickly, and then again focusing the details on the flowers for the decoration on the outside. On the topic of Lunar New Year, I think this year is Year of the Dragon, so let me know if there's any Year of the Dragon people in here, or actually just let me know what Chinese zodiac animal you are. I'm Year of the Tiger. If you don't know what I'm talking about the Chinese zodiac system, where there's an animal that represents each year, and each animal has different personality traits and characteristics and symbolism in Chinese culture, and it's actually based on astronomy and astrology, so it's very similar to horoscopes. And the reason why the 12 zodiac animals are in a specific order is because it's actually based on a Chinese legend that the Jade Emperor wanted to select 12 animals to be his guards, so he sent the message that the first one through the gate would have a better rank. So the next day, the rat got up very early, and on his way he saw the ox about to cross the river, and he quickly jumped into the ox's ear, and then he ended up winning first. And that kind of tells you specific traits about each animal. So in terms of the rat, it's kind of like cunning, smart, etc. I think the order goes rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and then pig. As told through the story, all of these animals have different personality traits. So for example, people born in my year of the tiger, are brave, competitive, unpredictable, and confident, but sometimes can be a little bit stubborn and irritable, which is a little bit accurate on my end. Alright, moving on to the next spreads. As you can see, I used my scallop scissors for this next page as well, and then I'm doing the same thing where the pages underneath on both sides will have the red peeking through, but I don't want it to just be the like straight red edge, so I am also tracing that scalloped edge on these pages as well so that it looks scalloped basically no matter what page I'm on. And I'm using my gold metallic gel pen again to give it that gold leaf edge. Something about using these fun scissors just fulfills my inner child because I feel like I never really got to use them as a kid. Anyway, this next spread that I'm making is actually a playlist spread, which I haven't made in a while, but I have been discovering a lot of new music, and this playlist spread in particular features all Asian artists. So I have artists from China, Indonesia, Japan, Korea, and I don't know, I thought it'd be cool for you guys to maybe discover some new Asian artists for Lunar New Year. So I'm using my gold letter stickers that I got from Korea, I believe. I thought it was perfect. These gold stickers, it like matched the gold and red vibe perfectly, and I used that as a title on the top. And then I used my black pen to create some boxes, which is where I'll be putting these songs on the inside. And on a side note, I've been using my Muji gel pen for a lot of the black line things recently, which is strange for me because I usually use my fine liners, but I've just been really enjoying writing with gel pens these days instead of felt tip pens. I don't know what it is, it's just something about the smooth writing. It's so good. And I forgot how much I like the Muji gel pens. I think I took a break from them for a while because they were so overused, but now I'm back and it feels so good. I do love them. There's a reason why they're so popular. They definitely are very smooth, and I do like that they come in different thicknesses. So that's been my current stationery obsession because I've been using it a lot to write in both my bullet journal and my regular journal. I printed out the album covers for the songs that I'm featuring in this playlist and cut them out into little squares to put inside of the boxes, and then I'm just writing out the artists and songs of the playlist. Some of my recent favorite discoveries include Gal Dive, I think that's how you pronounce it, but they're an Indonesian artist and their music is very cozy, indie alternative vibes. But what I thought was cool was that they actually paint and illustrate all of their album artworks. So I thought that was very on brand for us, you know, cozy, creative, artsy. I'll include a link to my Spotify playlist down below in case you guys are looking to discover some cool new Asian artists. The Spotify playlist has more songs than the ones on the spread, so there's a lot more there for you guys to discover. This next spread that I'm making is just a very simple habit tracker, just to track all of the habits that I usually track, which include working out, cooking more, sleeping early, and meditation. Which, by the way, if you guys are looking for a place to meditate, I personally love Headspace because they have a ton of different guided meditations and exercises geared towards specific things, whether you need one to help you fall asleep, one to increase your focus, or maybe if you're feeling a little bit stressed or anxious. So if you do need that little bit of extra support through your hard moments or just daily life, you can try out Headspace completely for free for 60 days using the link in my description box or by scanning the QR code on the screen. And thank you to Headspace for sponsoring this portion of the video. Okay, back to the spread. I finished off the habit tracker spread by drawing these flowers at the top to decorate the header, but not much else. Honestly, I just drew a couple of big ones at the top, and I was switching between the more cherry blossom style flowers with the little corner edges, and then also these rounded flowers as well, and then using my white marker to draw in those details as well. And the white Uniposca pen, I've realized, is actually like a water-based paint, so it kind of seeps into the red marker a little bit, so I had to layer the white paint pen. So just a little tip if you're using Uniposca paints on top of Tombow dual brush pens. And then finally, the last spread that I'm making is my weekly spread, and this is actually a new weekly spread style that I've been experimenting with recently for 2024. If you've been following me on Instagram, you might have seen some of these spreads that I've been posting, and what I really like about this layout is I have my weekly events at the top, as you can see, and then I have my little to-do list at the bottom for the whole week. It's like a running to-do list, and you know, I add my little washi tapes, which inspired this spread that I got from, I forgot where I got these from, honestly guys, but it matches the theme perfectly. But on the right side of the spread, the right page, I've been creating these little weekly check-in spreads where I just journal, write out my thoughts for the week, how I've been feeling, and it's been really great for me to kind of have that place to just spew out my thoughts a little bit. I think this weekly spread format has been really great for where I'm at in life currently, and it really works for my lifestyle because I don't really need a very structured weekly spread anymore. A lot of my to-do list tasks are to-do lists for throughout the week, and if anything, I'll write out priority tasks in that like weekly box at the top. And I like it because I get a good overview of my week while still having a little bit of structure. Using this format has really been encouraging me to use my bullet journal a lot more because I kind of get excited to create my little check-in spread. These check-in spreads have no formats or questions or structure, it's basically just like a diary entry, but I get to use a lot of the stationery that I don't normally use in my bullet journal, like my fun stickers and washi tapes, and it's just a place for me to write out any thoughts or notes or things that happened during the week. So if you want to see my other check-in spreads, you can follow me on Instagram. I think I've posted a few of them recently from last month, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. It's basically just like a diary entry, but I like having a little place to land my feet at the end of the week. Alright guys, so here's the finished February 2024 bullet journal setup inspired by Lunar New Year. This one was so fun and relaxing for me to make, although I will admit, even though it was relaxing, I was listening to Stephanie Soup's true crime podcast the whole time, so the juxtaposition of me drawing these like relaxing spreads and then listening to true crime is just very funny to me. But I do love the way the setup turned out. I think it looks very elegant and minimal, yet at the same time the details with the scalloped edges and the floral designs just bring it all together. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make it while listening to me ramble on about who knows what. Here are some of the recreations from last month and also the doodle planner spreads, which if you guys have the doodle planner from this year, whether it be digital or physical, please send me pictures of how you're filling it in all throughout the year. I love seeing you guys use it, and we're already working on so many things. And don't forget about the retractable pencil cases that are dropping, and happy Lunar New Year. Keep doodling, bye!